What if one of the world's greatest empires wasn't just about conquest, but connection? Before Rome ruled and before the Silk Road took shape, Persia created a network that stretched from the Mediterranean to the Indus Valley. But how did this ancient land, now known as Iran, become the first true crossroads of the world? From royal roads and caravanserais to languages, coins and cultures, this is the untold story of global exchange born in ancient Persia. To truly understand Persia, we need to begin with its geography. Look at a map and you'll see Iran is a crucial bridge, strategically linking the East and the West. It's a land where civilizations met and mingled. But this bridge isn't a simple flat plain. Iran is largely defined by its formidable natural barriers, surrounded by imposing mountains and expansive deserts. This land, with its rugged terrain and arid expanses, was never easy to cross. The journey was arduous, testing the limits of travelers and traders alike. Yet despite the challenges, it was the only viable way to traverse between the great civilizations of the ancient world, connecting empires and cultures. The towering Zagros and Elburz mountains forming natural walls and the unforgiving salt deserts like the Dashti Kavir all profoundly shaped the character of the people and the trajectory of the empires that rose and fell here, leaving their indelible mark on history. But rather than isolating Persia and keeping it apart from the world, these natural barriers paradoxically funneled movement and trade, effectively making it the world's first and most significant crossroads of civilizations. Right from the very start, Persians were destined to be traders, merchants and connectors of cultures. They were instrumental in linking tin resources from the east, precious lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, and a wealth of coveted goods from Egypt. This constant and vibrant exchange of goods, ideas and people inevitably made Persia a melting pot of cultures and traditions. Persia was always destined to be at the very center of action, a hub of global interaction. The land itself was exceptionally rich in resources, with abundant minerals hidden within its mountains and fertile valleys providing ideal conditions for thriving agriculture. Its strategic location, coupled with its wealth of resources, inevitably made it both a coveted prize and a formidable power base in the ancient world. And it was from this geographically challenging yet resource-rich heartland that a new and unprecedented power would eventually rise. A power that would skillfully turn those very crossroads into the bedrock and foundation of what would become the world's first truly global empire, connecting disparate lands and peoples. Therefore, Persia's unique and defining geography wasn't simply a passive backdrop to historical events. Instead, it was the very engine that propelled its destiny, shaping its people, its culture, and its enduring legacy on the world stage. Throughout history, the annals of time echo with the names of conquerors, figures who reshaped the world through force and domination. But amidst this landscape of relentless ambition, Cyrus the Great emerged as a truly unique leader, a ruler who defied the conventional norms of his time. In the 6th century BCE, a period marked by constant warfare and imperial expansion, he built an empire not solely on military might, but on a revolutionary idea, the radical notion that many peoples, each with their own distinct gods, traditions and customs, could not only coexist but thrive together under a single, just and equitable rule. Unlike the Assyrians or Babylonians, empires built on fear and oppression, Cyrus chose a different path, one where he ruled with respect, understanding and compassion, not through terror and intimidation. When he triumphantly entered Babylon, a city renowned for its grandeur and power, there was no massacre, no widespread destruction. Instead, he made the unprecedented decision to free the Jewish exiles from their captivity, allowing them to return to their homeland and rebuild their lives. This enlightened policy of tolerance and inclusivity earned him unwavering loyalty and support from across his vast and diverse domain. Cyrus understood that true strength lay not in forced assimilation, so he didn't force people to become Persian. He recognized the value of cultural preservation, and so he let them keep their languages, religions, and even their own local leaders, as long as they paid their taxes and remained loyal to the empire. To streamline administration and facilitate communication, Aramaic became the empire's administrative language, making communication and governance significantly easier from the distant lands of Egypt all the way to the diverse regions of India. The remarkable result was a stable, prosperous and vibrant multicultural empire, held together not by brute force, but by a shared sense of security, mutual respect, and a pragmatic approach to diversity. The Cyrus cylinder, an ancient artifact discovered in Babylon, stands as a testament to his vision. It records his groundbreaking policy of restoring religious freedoms to the people he conquered, leading some to call it the world's first Charter of Human Rights, a document that enshrined the principles of freedom and equality. Whether or not that specific claim holds true under rigorous historical scrutiny, it undeniably marked a profound and transformative shift in the very idea of empire, moving away from oppression and towards cooperation. Cyrus, with his innovative approach to governance, built the very foundation, and his successors, inspired by his vision, would go on to build the world's first truly global state, connecting diverse cultures and regions in unprecedented ways. His vision extended far beyond mere conquest and domination. It was a vision of connection, of fostering understanding and collaboration between different peoples. The Persian Empire under Cyrus the Great began not as a threat, but as a promise of unity through respect, a testament to the enduring power of tolerance and understanding. Cyrus dreamed the empire. Darius I made it work. Darius, who took the throne in 522 BCE, turned a patchwork of kingdoms into a functioning state. He divided the empire into provinces, or satrapies, each governed by a satrap who collected taxes and kept order. To prevent corruption, Darius created the king's eyes and ears, spies who reported directly to him. He standardized weights, measures, and introduced the gold daric and silver siglos, creating the world's first international currency. Trade flourished, linking Egypt to India in a single economic zone. Darius also established a unified legal code while respecting local customs. He presented himself as a righteous king, chosen by Ahura Mazda to bring order. Through these reforms, Darius transformed Persia into a stable, prosperous, and interconnected empire. His system endured for centuries, setting the standard for all future empires. Darius was the architect of the world's first true superstate. Governing a vast empire required more than laws, it needed connection. Darius's answer was the Royal Road, a 1,700-mile highway from Susa to Sardis. This was the empire's backbone, with posting stations and fresh horses for royal couriers. Herodotus marveled at its speed. Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays these couriers. It was the world's first express postal service, moving messages, armies and goods swiftly and safely. The road was policed with caravanserai for travelers and merchants. It made long-distance travel predictable and secure, physically stitching the empire together. The Royal Road was more than infrastructure, it was a symbol of Persian unity and power. Orders from Persepolis could reach the Aegean in weeks, not months. This speed gave Persia a decisive advantage in administration and war. The Royal Road turned a sprawling empire into a connected world. It was the nervous system of the ancient superpower. Persian infrastructure unleashed a torrent of trade. The Royal Road became the busiest commercial highway of its time, connecting east and west. From China came silk, from India spices, from Afghanistan lapis lazuli, from the steppes horses and furs. The west sent Greek pottery, Egyptian grain, Phoenician dyes, and African gold. Persian cities like Babylon and Susa became global marketplaces. Trade created a new class of merchants and bankers, and cities along the routes flourished. Regions specialized in their best products, fueling economic growth. Most importantly, a shared material culture emerged. Persians drank Greek wine from Egyptian glass, wore Indian gems. Commerce, not just conquest, bound the empire together. Persia's roads carried the wealth of the world. Persian roads carried more than goods. They carried ideas. The empire became a marketplace of the mind, where religions, sciences, and arts mingled. Zoroastrianism's concepts, one God, good versus evil, final judgment, influenced Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Persian tolerance let other faiths flourish. Jewish scribes compiled the Hebrew Bible in Babylon. Babylonian astronomy and mathematics spread west, laying groundwork for Greek science. Persian engineering, canals, palaces, qanats, was copied across the ancient world. Administrative innovations like satrapies and postal systems became models for Rome. Art and architecture blended Greek, Egyptian, and Mesopotamian styles at Persepolis and Susa. This was not imitation, but a new imperial style. unity through diversity. The empire's greatest legacy was cultural fusion. Persia was a crucible where the world's ideas met and transformed. Its roads were highways of the mind. For centuries, the world, particularly in the West, called this land Persia. It was a name that evoked images of ancient empires and exotic cultures. This name originated after the Greeks' term for the Achaemenid heartland, a region they knew as Persis or Persia. It stuck, becoming the common designation in many languages, but the people themselves, those who lived within its borders and shaped its destiny, called it Iran, the land of the Aryans, a name that resonated with their sense of identity and their connection to a shared ancestral past. In 1935, Reza Shah Pahlavi, the leader of Iran at the time, made it official on the world stage, formally requesting that the international community use Iran in official correspondence and discourse, to reflect a modern, independent nation asserting its own identity. This was more than a simple name change on a map. It was a powerful statement of national identity, a declaration of self-determination, and a rejection of imposed labels. It was about linking the present aspirations of the nation to the ancient past, to a glorious history that predated foreign influence. Reza Shah wanted to build a strong, centralized state, a modern nation that could stand tall on the world stage. He did so by drawing a direct line from his rule and his vision back to the legacies of Cyrus and Darius, the great kings of antiquity. The name Iran emphasized a unique heritage, a distinct cultural identity that set it apart. It was a way to distinguish themselves from their Arab and Turkish neighbors, highlighting their own unique history and traditions. Yet, Persia never truly disappeared from the global consciousness. It lives on in the beauty of its language, the richness of its art, and the power of its imagination, continuing to inspire and captivate. Today, Iran is the name of the nation-state, a geopolitical entity, while Persia remains the enduring cultural legacy, a testament to its historical significance. The two names reflect a dual identity, a nation that is both modern and ancient, a place where political realities intertwine with the enduring power of poetry and art. The transition from Persia to Iran reminds us that history is not just a collection of dates and events, but an ever-present force shaping the present. Modern Iran, with all its complexities and challenges, stands firmly on the foundation of its rich and multifaceted Persian past. Names may change and evolve over time, but the enduring legacy of a culture, its spirit, and its contributions to the world ultimately endures. The Achaemenid Empire fell, but its systems endured. Darius's road served Roman legions and Silk Road merchants for centuries. Qanat irrigation still waters Iranian fields today. Alexander the Great adopted Persian administration, keeping satrapies and court customs. Rome learned from Persia how to govern a diverse empire. Persia's role as a bridge between East and West continued through the Parthian and Sasanian eras. Greek philosophy met Indian mysticism on Iranian soil. Chinese inventions passed through to Europe. Iran remained a crossroads of ideas and innovation. Farsi, Persian art and craftsmanship still reflect centuries of exchange. The memory of being at the world's center shapes Iranian identity even now. The echoes of Cyrus and Darius still resonate, a legacy of connection and civilization. We think of globalization as modern, but Persia pioneered it. The Achaemenids built the first truly multicultural, interconnected empire. Their insight connection is stronger than coercion. Roads, currency, and respect for diversity created unity without uniformity. They showed that diversity could be a strength, not a weakness. By making movement and trade easier, they enriched every corner of their realm. The Persian Empire was the first experiment in building a global community. Its lessons are timeless. Great civilizations thrive at crossroads, not in isolation. Persia's legacy is a living idea, our shared humanity expressed through exchange, not conflict. From Cyrus's vision to Darius's roads, Persia gave the world its first blueprint for a connected world. That story, begun on a land bridge between East and West, still shapes us today. Like and subscribe for more history adventures.